Episode 140. Today we recap the Cardinals series and preview the upcoming series against the Cincinnati Reds. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Banner. Adam, we just spent 5 straight days at the ballpark. We surprisingly have actual day jobs, so we didn't go to the 12:35 game today. But, man, I think we needed the break because I know you're feeling under the weather. I'm tired. It's just been a long week, and we won a series.
I don't know if you could tell by my voice if it's coming through your radio channels, but I'm feeling rough right now.
I usually tune you out, so.
Yeah, dude, I woke up, my whole throat was closed. I felt like fine, but I'm like, why do I feel like I couldn't like speak? I'm like, I don't feel sick, but I can't speak. And I'm like, I think I just lost my voice. I'm like, no, I've been going to baseball games in 30-degree weather. That's what.
Do you think maybe sitting on top of the Surfside wall, Clemente wall last night in 30-degree had something to do with it?
Possibly, although we were dressed for the job.
Dude, I had 2 hoodies on and a jacket.
Yeah, I thought about doing like a funny get ready with me video to go to a baseball game because I had like 2 pairs of socks on, tights on, sweatpants, a long sleeve shirt, a shirt over that long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, a winter jacket, gloves, a gaiter that you could pull over your nose, a beanie, and it was still cold. I was freezing.
Do you wear short sleeve shirts under long sleeve shirts under short sleeve shirts? Because if so, that's super cool.
I do. Okay. When it's 30 degrees at PNC Park, I do.
Nice.
Brutal, man. Brutal. But what an eventful week at the park. I'll tell you this. I feel like shit today. I told you I was not feeling well. It's been a long day for me. I had to go run an errand for work over on the north side. And I had my ballpark ticket. And I was driving by PNC Park. I'm like, do I stop by for a couple of innings? Did I just no, I didn't.
I was going to say, you didn't even tell me. I'm like, well, I'm learning this now.
No, I didn't. I drove by, but I seriously contemplated it. And then I realized I might have a problem.
Well, we definitely have a problem, but that would have been pretty funny if you went.
It would have been funny if I went and I said, you know what? It's like the 7th inning. I could watch a couple of innings of baseball. And then I had to stay for 13 innings.
Yeah.
Just absolutely insane. They took the series, though.
They did. It didn't seem like either of them wanted to today, but
yeah,
they took the series, and that's what matters in the win column, man. Overall, how do I want to describe this homestand? Chaotic, but not horrible in terms of results, I guess.
We talked about it in spring training. Spring training, we're not looking for results. We're looking for process. And now we're looking for results. And you'll take the dub no matter what. I would have taken 3 dubs in Miami on those walk-offs. I still would have been upset and confused about the product on the field. But at this time of the year, during the summer, Major League Baseball, you take a win when you can get it. You got a little bit of everything this series. You got a convincing win on Monday. You got a absolute shit show on Tuesday. And then today, you won, but question mark, you know what I mean? You got no hit for 6 innings, making some questionable plays out in the field. It was rough. The pitching was great.
Pitching was phenomenal.
This whole series. Let me give you something real quick. Interesting. The Cardinals, who a lot of people predicted would be last in the NL Central going into this year, had a awful offseason, especially for the Cardinals. Right now, into 2025 for today, they are 5th in the league in home runs, 3rd in the league in RBIs, 2nd in the league in hits, 3rd in the league in runs, and had the 2nd highest team batting average at 278 in all of Major League Baseball. This series, they scored 10 runs. 5 of those were off of Paul Skeens. The rest were bullpen.
That's kind of crazy.
Wild, right? And 3 of those runs were off Thomas Harrington when you're
Yeah.
letting him work things out, which we'll get into a little bit later. I'd love to talk about Harrington's second outing here in a relief spot, first major league save as well.
Yep.
Confused. I don't know. Like, this team still has very glaring holes. Like, today was a perfect example of that. They didn't hit. They didn't field particularly well. They didn't give up any runs, really.
One person's fielded particularly well, but that's about it.
Yeah. One corner infielder.
Yeah.
Fielded particularly well. Everything else has kind of been the same, but they found a way to do it, which I'll take it, especially for a division series, but still just not great baseball.
Yeah, no. I completely agree, man. It's been a tough watch. I'd say the Monday game was probably the best, given that, you got St. Louis off of that Sunday night baseball game where they gave up 18 runs in Boston. And you're like, all right, let's jump on them. And they did that. But man, last night when we went, it was like 30 degrees. It was a rough watch. It was not a fun watch. I mean, they scored some runs in the last inning there, but it was a little bit too little too late. And even today with a win, it was a tough watch. It's been a tough watch, but like you said, we'll take the wins how we can get them. Should we just dive into all 3 of these games here real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll get it kicked off with Monday, 8-4 W. This is what we were just talking about. They got things going when the Cardinals were coming off of a terrible day in Boston. Majinski, his second professional start, like actual start, went 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks, healthy mix of a 4-seam and a slider, 8 whiffs. He ranged all the way from 82 miles per hour to 97. He's in like the 80 something percentile, I think like 86 percentile when it comes to fastball velocity in the entire league. 92 pitches, 54 of them were strikes. 47 of the pitches were out of the strike zone. So still a little bit of the same, but his stuff was unreal, man. Like we talk about him having a demonic slider. It was absolutely filthy. And when you throw 97, that plays. So maybe he's getting a little bit more comfortable and will have a little bit more confidence going into every 5th day with Majinski. But there is really not much more you could ask of him to do on game 1. Bullpen, pretty simple here. Thomas Harrington, I love what they did here, Scott. Let him go 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 2 home runs. So he kind of let the Cardinals back into it like a little bit. He got the save, stuck with the 4-seam a lot. I think they tried to keep it a little bit more simple for him. But looking at the glass half full here, this stuff is gross. He can be very, very gross. The splitter is nasty. He got 3 whiffs on that. I think this is the perfect situation to say, hey, we got 8 runs on the board. Go out there, no pressure, let it fly. And he was a little bit more controlled this time, only 1 walk, which is more in the ballpark of what he's going to be, hopefully, for his professional career. We always talk about him being more control-oriented. Still some progress to go, but I like that they kept him on the team, and I hope they do in the future. And then in the offensive side, Kutch has been pretty good. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 1 run. Bart had a very nice series, 2 for 4. Had a 411-foot home run, 106 off the bat. And then IKF, man. Like, we could talk about the woes at shortstop.
He was getting MVP chance.
He was getting MVP chance. Absurd. 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. As a team, listen to this. 4 for 4 runners in scoring position. 4 left on base. Only 2 strikeouts, no walks, 3 extra base hits, 1 home run. And then Hayes and Bart had 2 out RBI. So this is what you want to see when everything's firing on all cylinders and everybody's hitting and you have some protection in the lineup. All is well, but kind of reverted back to what we were used to on Skeens Day on Tuesday.
Yeah, I also, before I get into Tuesday, I want to just mention Andy Rodriguez, 2 for 4 with a double. He, in Monday's game, I think he's about to get hot, man. He's been hitting the ball hard. I've really liked what I've seen from him the last few games, or at least starting in this home series, man. He's been swinging a good stick and playing a good first for the most part. So let's go into Tuesday. Skeen, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks, ZRA shot all the way up to 344. He had
God.
15 whiffs, still generated a ton of whiffs, man. It was 30 degrees out. It was cold. This was by far his worst major league outing, and that's saying something as a guy that just started his career last May. Chase Shugart came in relief, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 K. He generated 4 whiffs, didn't look bad. Chase Shugart, 2 solid innings there. And Tim Maza looked pretty solid, man. 1 inning, no hits, 2 Ks. He generated 4 whiffs in that 1 inning. Reynolds, 2 for 4 with a double, his second home run. Bart went 1 for 2 in a double. He stayed hot with an RBI. He entered the game later to pinch hit, and while Endy moved to first, so he didn't start the game. 6 hits total, 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 3 left on base, 9 Ks. Not a lot happening in this game. It was cold. We went and set up on the right field wall for the last 4 innings. There were "C'est la vie" chants.
Weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm like, is there is it French Day at the ballpark? I thought it was Pup Day. I don't know what's going on here. And all 8,000 people in the stadium, were screaming "C'est la vie," which was, got a nice French lesson, if anything, last night.
Right.
We also had the best seats in the ballpark, man.
Oh, yeah.
The best seats.
Right behind the foul pole. I beg you, if you're looking to have a good experience at PNC Park, go up 146, right behind the right field foul pole. There's a seat directly behind it. You could see the batter if you just kind of squint, and there's a little gap between the grid on the foul pole and the big part of it. Just top tier.
I mean, I don't know why they have an umpire down the right field line. He should be sitting right there.
Exactly. I had the best view of the foul line in the entire park. It was good chilling up there with the boys. The last day of the Surfside Wall.
Yeah,
it was a real bonding moment.
It really was, man. It's gone, but never forgotten.
Plenty of photos out there to remember it.
Yeah.
Plenty of photos. One thing I'll say about this game, man, I know Skeens didn't have his best start. 5 earned runs. He did get hit hard 10 times to be exact. They only put up 1 run when he was in the ball game. Like, this could be very different. His start can be different. I know as a pitcher, correct me if I'm wrong, but you might be having this identical start, Scott. But if your team, your offense is scoring behind you and you're having this type of outing, you're giving 5 runs, but the score is 5-3, 5-4. It's a little bit different for you mentally, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely.
You're in the ball game. And
absolutely.
Maybe that changes. So, gotta score runs on Skeens Day. We talk about it all the time, how this should be your best chance to win every 5 days. And you just didn't put yourself in that situation. You could have put yourself in a position to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, they've lost 2 of 3 Skeen starts this year. So let's not lose any more.
Right. Yeah. And then last thing I'll note is IKF had a throwing error that was pretty bad. Man, the arm is like a 20. Dude,
Yeah.
It's pretty atrocious. There's some people out there saying like, hey, I thought he would be serviceable, but I don't want to say we've told you so. When it comes to him playing a full season at shortstop, it's not great, man. Like, they don't really have many other options right now.
We don't even have to say I told you so. There's like plenty of data out there that shows him, like plenty and plenty of data that shows him at shortstop. And
I don't want to rip on him too hard because he's been one of our best offensive pieces, and he needs to stay in the lineup. But man, it's a pretty brutal look watching him throw over to first base. So hopefully we can minimize the errors there. Maybe we get Triolo back. We failed to mention Sung-Shae Chang is up, and we'll get into it now because Wednesday he was in the lineup for his MLB debut. Pretty uneventful. Got thrown out trying to steal second. It was overturned, originally called safe. But today kind of focused on Mitch Keller. This is the time of year from like now into like get into like June, July. Mitch Keller starts going on a heater, right? 7 1/3, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks on 96 pitches. He dealt. Yeah. The Buccos won 2-1 in 13 innings. They gave him absolutely no support.
Are you not going to mention his 700 strikeout?
I was gonna save it for last, but let's get ahead of it right now. Apparently, we're celebrating 700 strikeout mark. So, Scott, I put my socks on today and my 2 shoes, so I'm waiting for a congrats.
You've been working hard, man.
Thank you.
Everything has led to this moment today. So
appreciate it. Yeah.
Call me when he
700
reaches
strikeouts.
823.
We're just gonna celebrate every Bitch Keller strikeout from here on out. Really heavy four seam and slider usage today. Had 11 whiffs, 6 on the slider. Totally abandoned the cutter. Was not in the arsenal at all today. Love to see it. It's never worked for him. I don't think it's gonna work for him. He has such a good arsenal without it. So really good with Mitch. I'm pissed that this was a 0-0 ball game for the time that he was in there. Just atrocious stuff. They were no hit
through
6. They had the leadoff runner on for the first 5 innings. I just banged my desk and my ring light just fell. Let me repeat that. The first 5 innings with no outs, the leadoff runner was on base. Not only, I mean, yeah, him not scoring is bad in all 5 of those opportunities. Not once did that runner get to second base. Not once. The one time that it was close was when Sheng stole. It was called safe on the field and then overturned. And to be honest, I didn't see that because I was listening to it on the radio.
Close, he was out.
Okay. Did he just come off the bag?
No, the tag got him on the way down, way in.
So frustrating stuff, man. Like that is inexcusable. Bullpen was awesome. Caleb Ferguson, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 1 K. Dennis Santana went 2 for 1 hit. Baraki, 1 inning pitch, 1 run, 1 walk. Justin Lawrence, let's talk about it. He is throwing a frisbee.
Yes.
I honestly don't know if I've ever seen a slider like that in my entire life. We saw it up close at spring training, and I remember like nudging Debo and saying, look, just watch, because we were so close. We were right behind the catcher. That thing moves a ton. He got screwed on a couple of calls today, like really, really bad. But he went 1 2/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 Ks. When he has control, it's stupid. He's
been one of our best relievers, and he has experience there in the high leverage situations. He's very Adam Ottavino. Like that's the closest comp I can think of. So
yeah.
Stuff moves a ton. He's also just like a completely different look.
Wait,
like you go from Baraki to Lawrence, it's like, whoa.
Right. I love it. And they're putting him in high leverage situations, which they kind of have to right now with Holderman on the IL, Bednar out, obviously. But without him, this bullpen would be in trouble right now. So overall, good series from the pen, all things considered. Offense, Joey Bart, 2 for 5, 1 RBI, had the walk-off. Tommy Pham, clutch to keep them in it. They could have dropped it in the 12th inning, I believe, and he came up with a hit off of Steven Matz. Endy collected a knock to break up the no-hitter. So as you mentioned earlier, his stick has stayed hot, and I agree, man. I think the batting average doesn't tell all here. The at-bats have looked good. He's hitting the ball hard. I think he had a hit in every single game this series. So hopefully that keeps going. Maybe he could slug a little bit more. As a team, 10 strikeouts, 9 walks. So again, I mentioned they got on 5 times the first 5 innings. 5 hits, hitless through 6, as I mentioned. 3 for 12 runners in scoring position. 14 men, 14 grown men left on base. Unreal stuff. And then Sung-Shae Chang made his major league debut at shortstop. No hits. Got on an air.
I was going to be really frustrated if they lost this game just because of all the missed opportunities that they would have had. Like, especially in extras, 1 out, guy on third, bases loaded. Like that was getting really, really frustrating. The biggest mistake that I saw was in the 11th. We have to have a discussion about Mike Rubello, third base coach.
Let's talk about it.
They are running into way too many outs. And I know when you have an offense like this that struggles, you have to be a little bit more aggressive on the base pass. And I like that approach, especially with stealing bases. They've definitely cooled off here this homestand. But he's sending runners home, and they're just running into so many. I'd love to look at a stat who leads the league in being thrown out of home, because I bet you the Pirates are up there, if not at the top.
With less than 2 outs.
Less than 2 outs. Canario was on second. Bart hits a single into right center field, and he got thrown out at home, going from second to home. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't even remotely close. The guy was fielding the ball as he was rounding third, getting ready to throw it in. Like, it was Lars Nootbaar too, who has a pretty strong arm. We've got to be better with our situational stuff there, because that game could have ended a lot earlier. And I feel like that happened a couple times in the Miami series. I think it happened in Tampa. Like, we can't afford to lose games like that either. Like, it's frustrating to watch, man, especially when it's not even like close plays. Like, the guys that have been thrown out at home this year have been like out by a mile.
There's a fine line that you need to draw between being very aggressive, knowing that you're not going to score runs, and then putting the entire team in a bad situation, because it goes beyond what the eye can see, right? At first glance, probably we shouldn't be sending those runners. You send them, they're out. How many more bullpen arms are you using?
Yeah.
I know you got a day off tomorrow, but the bullpen has already struggled enough, and they can't afford to keep going extra innings.
Agreed.
That's what, 2 of 4 series where we've had, I think, 5 extra inning games, 4 to 5 extra inning games.
I think we've had 3, but we've had a lot. Like,
we had 3 just in Miami.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
Right?
Then we've had 5.
Or maybe it was just in the 9th inning in Miami. But point made. Doing that has more effect than you realize. You extend these games, you use more arms, and then again, this offense can't get anything going to the point where we actually need a guy on second base that helps the Pirates out significantly. But I agree, man. It's been noticeable.
But with Joey Bart up too, you have, I think it was Cabrian after him today. So it's just like, all right, guy on third, Cabrian out, up, 1 out. Let's trust the bat here to move the runners. And he's swung a good stick so far. One of the few guys that have. So yeah, very frustrating. Definitely something that we'll be monitoring going forward. But Adam, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and preview the Red Series.
Scott, we are back. Let's talk about the Reds. But before we do, let's talk Total Sports Enterprises, because we gave away a lot of cool signed baseballs at the park. A lot of people were pumped with what they got. Brian Reynolds, Jack Sawinski, got a lot more coming your way. And so could you, even if you're not at the ballpark. Go to tseshop.com. You can get signed baseballs, bats, helmets, gloves, photos, cards, and more. Even game-used memorabilia that's not signed. They have it all at tseshop.com. You could find the link in the description of this episode, whether it be on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Just click that link to go to tseshop.com to let them know Bucko Banter sent you. Scott, let's talk Reds.
Let's do it, Adam. Friday, we're looking at a matchup of, we know the Pirates are going Falter, Heaney, and Majinski. Looks like the Reds will be going Brady Singer if it lines up how they've been throwing their rotation. Brady Singer, 2024, 11-10, 3.25 ERA, 116 WHIP, and 174 1/3 innings pitched with the Royals. This guy was acquired this offseason. He's a former, I think, first-round pick out of Florida. He was acquired in the Jonathan India trade. So the Reds added some depth to the rotation. This year, he started off pretty well. He's coming off a really big start this past weekend. 2-0, 2.25 ERA, 108 WHIP, and 15 Ks and 12 innings pitched so far. So he's looked pretty good. He throws a sinker, slider, cutter, four seam, and sweeper. He's going to come at you with that sinker most of the time. 38% of the time sits around 92, 93. The slider at 32% of the time, around 82, 83. He's going to throw that cutter and four seam into give you a different look with the fastball. The cutter will be at about 88, 89, while the four seam will sit in the 90 to 92 range. He really relies on that sinker slider combo, induces a ton of ground balls, and he's has never really been able to develop a good change. So he transitioned to a cutter, later on in his career as a different look pitch. Plus control, man, fills up the zone with all of his pitches. He's going to be a guy that you're going to have to, attack the fastball and avoid beating the ball into the ground.
Saturday, it has not been announced who is throwing. We are predicting it is Carson Spires versus Andrew Haney. Let's go through Spires 2024, 5-7, 5.46 ERA, and 90 2/3 innings pitched, 80 strikeouts, 1.53 whip. 2025, this year, he is off to an 0-2 start, 4.82 ERA, and 9 1/3 innings pitched, 8 Ks, 1.18 whip. 2 starts have been against the Rangers and the Brewers. He was recently optioned to AAA Louisville. On April 8th, they recalled Noelvi Marte and Will Benson, but he's potentially back up for a spot start here. Arsenal, you got a sweeper, sinker, change, cutter, and a four seam. Sweeper 25% of the time, sinker 23% of the time. The rest, change 23, cutter 15, four seam 15. Kitchen sink type of guy, not going to overpower anyone. Not a ton of swing and miss here. Fringy stuff, but enough pitches to keep hitters guessing. More of a swingman than a rotation staple. So possibly see Carson Spires on Saturday versus Andrew Haney.
Sunday, they face a guy who has turned into an ace in this league. Hunter Green, former top prep player out of Southern California. Really broke out last year, 9-5, 2.75 ERA and 150 innings pitched, 26 games started, 169 Ks and a 1.02 whip. This year, he started off hot, 1-1, 131 ERA and 20 2/3. 3 games started, 23 Ks and a 0.63 whip. This guy he'll throw just four seam at you all day, 63% of the time, right? He sits at 99.4. So he's got some gas. It's a 70 fastball. It's a plus fastball. He mixes in that slider at 28% of the time, and then he throws a split at 8% of the time and a curve at 1%. Mostly a two-pitch guy. His slider is going to sit in the upper 80s, 88 to 89. The split's going to be around the same, and then the curve is a little bit lower, mid to low 80s. Yeah, man, this is an ace. There's not much else to say here. He's a two-pitch guy, and he's going to really challenge you with that fastball.
I'll be there in Cincinnati on Saturday and Sunday. So will our cameraman, Debo. Looking forward to getting out there. I have not been to Great American Ballpark, or Great American Small Park, as they call it. Very excited to see this series, 2 division series in a row, man.
Yeah.
A lot can change in a week.
I have one request. I'm really bummed that I won't be joining you boys in Cincinnati this weekend on the road trip. But we'll definitely be on another road trip at some point this season. The vlog content is huge, and the first vlog came out today. We're going to be doing one a series.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun doing that, and excited to see where we take that. For your vlog content in Cincinnati, I just request you to climb up to that truck, please.
Oh, I knew it was going.
And
you want me to poop in the truck? You want me to poop in the truck?
Formal term, defecate in the truck, please. Right. I will be watching, and I will definitely take a video of it. Just let me know when you're going up.
Okay.
And I'm going to tweet from the Bucko Banner page. Oh my God, I think someone's about to defecate in the truck. The camera, it'll get a lot of attention online, and then the rest will be history, man. It's all about going viral, right?
It is about going viral. At what cost? I don't know. Does that tank the podcast, or does it just absolutely skyrocket us?
The latter, for sure.
Pooping in the truck is the move.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited for some food reviews too. I've been to Great American Ballpark. It's been a few years, so I'm sure the food has changed a little bit. I don't know what the staple is there, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the stadium and the food reviews.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how many Skyline chili hot dogs I could shove down my throat before I have to take a shit in the truck.
There we go. That should prompt you to go to the truck for sure. For sure. Please don't do that. I'd rather have 5 Renegade dogs or like loaded mac and cheese or pierogi soup than
And
Skyline.
pierogi soup is just pierogies with rainwater.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be better for the digestive system than Skyline chili, but hey, c'est la vie, as they say.
Say la vie. I agree, man. Go check out the vlog, as you mentioned. It was a lot of fun doing it. It was my first time putting it together, so be nice. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube for more vlogs, more episodes weekly. Like, share, leave a comment. Go follow us on all socials. Go buy your Bucko Banter gear. It's about to get warm out in Pittsburgh. When that is, I don't know. It could be tomorrow. It could be a couple of weeks. It could be a month. But when it does, you want your Bucko Banter gear at the park. Go join the Just Baseball Discord. You can find the link in the description, as well as the link for Total Sports Enterprises and Sports Card Junction. Awesome 5 days at the park this week. A couple series down in the books. We got some more coming. So until then, raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates and it